All right. So as you guys know, last weekend we had our Send Them My Daily Choice Zoom virtual launch event. And at the virtual launch event, we launched a bunch of new products, but we also launched our MDC Genius app. And this is something that we're really, really excited about as a company because we've got hundreds of thousands of affiliates around the world. And we're thinking, look, technology is changing. So many people are on their phone, and how can we build something for them that they can start using and applying so that they can prospect throughout their contacts on their phone, but also leverage social media and some of the other chat platforms and messaging platforms that are out there. So we started working on this app a long time ago, and finally at our last roadshow this past weekend, we got to roll it out. And I would say that it's a huge success so far. And I want to share with you guys a couple things before we go into the interview. First things first, if you haven't downloaded the app yet, I want you to go to www.getmdcapp.com. I'm going to put it in the chat here just in case you guys didn't get that. www.getmdcapp.com. That is a way for you to download the app for free. You put your information in, it's going to send you a direct link for you to download the app, and then you're going to put in your My Daily Choice username and password that you already use, and that's going to give you access to the app. So you don't have to pay for it. There's no fees at all or anything like that. You're able to just download it as soon as you get the link to your email. You can also search in the App Store for it as well. So you can either search in the App Store or you can go to getmdcapp.com. Now, the reason why we call it MDC Genius is because it's a genius way to market your business and prospect, right? It's on your phone. It's easy. It's a quick way for you to share content with all of your contacts and post important content on social media where you can also generate leads. So it's just a genius way of being able to market your MDC business. And 72 hours since launching the app, there's already been 6,000 affiliates that have downloaded it. And we haven't even sent the email out company-wide unveiling the MDC Genius app yet. So just from the virtual launch we did last weekend and putting some stuff on social media, we've already had 6,000 affiliates download and start using the app. And man, I was looking in our control panel that we have in the app, seeing how many prospects are being generated on a daily basis, and it was mind blowing. But I really believe that after this training, there's going to be probably over 10,000 downloads, especially as we get the app out to the rest of the company, people that haven't plugged in to the Zooms or the trainings just yet. So this is a way for everyone in My Daily Choice to turn your phone into a prospecting machine, okay? And this app has all of the content from videos to social media, images, documents, resources, and other information that you're going to need during the prospecting process. All of it is available, and you can easily one-click share or post that content out. And I want you guys to know that the app is constantly being updated. We have not uploaded all of the content yet. So we're still uploading the compensation plan in a bunch of different languages. We're still uploading our digital success guide in a bunch of different languages. So there's a lot more that's going to be uploaded to the app, but this was kind of our soft launch or pre-launch, I'd say, of the app. With a lot more great things coming that are going to be added to the app. And here, once again, it's 100% free. Literally, the company's paying for every affiliate to use the app. It's not free for us. We have to pay for server fees, and there's a lot of things we have to pay for, but we're doing it because of the huge value add that this adds to the field. So I couldn't be more excited about the app. And there's two things that I want you guys to do before before I introduce a speaker who's actually the founder and creator of the app, who's going to do a really comprehensive walkthrough of it. But two things that I want to stress to you guys. You need to, as a leader in this company, you need to get this app into the hands of every single person in your organization. And let me explain to you why. If there's tens of thousands of affiliates in the company that are downloading the app, that are going to start to put this thing to work, you don't want to be the organization where you didn't promote the app out to your team. Okay? And remember, it's free. So they have nothing to lose. They have everything to gain by downloading the app. Okay? So if your team doesn't have this app already, they are at a major disadvantage in the MDC marketplace. Like with all these people downloading it and that are going to be using the content, you need to make sure that your team has access to this amazing tool. So, email, text, get on social media, team call, whatever you do to get the word out to your team, make sure they have access to this app. So that's number one. Number two is start putting the app to work yourself and turn this into a prospecting machine. Now, as I was playing around with the app, I had kind of a aha moment. And the aha moment was, wow, there's so many people in my phone that I haven't talked to yet about MDC. Like, look at all these people that I would never think, oh, that's going to be a prospect, but they're in my phone. I didn't know. And now I have an easy way, to connect with some of these people that could turn into buyers. So use the app, put it to work. I'm sure there's prospects in your phone or on social media that you can start turning, into prospects and then turning them into buyers, affiliates, customers, etc. So I'm really excited for this overview, and I wanted to bring the founder and creator of the app, onto this Zoom so that he could do a comprehensive walkthrough and training for you guys. So I want to introduce you guys to John Presky. He's got a degree in computer science. Once again, he's the founder and creator of the app. He's also been in the field. So part of his desire for creating this app was some of the things that he went through, as an affiliate or distributor in the field. He's been in several companies. He's built large teams. And I think they've built an incredible app. And one thing I will say as well is we've worked with a lot of technology companies. We have a lot of partnering vendors, and John and his team have been so responsive to app changes, uploads, different things that we want to add to make it better. So his team has been just amazing to work with. And John, we're so excited to have you on the Zoom to educate us all. How do we turn this into a prospecting machine? How do we make more money with this MDC Genius app? So welcome, John, and thanks for coming online.
Hey, thank you for having me, and thanks for the great introduction, Josh. I appreciate that. And more than that, thanks for giving us the opportunity to work with a fantastic, amazing company that you guys have all built. So really happy to be here and looking forward to this. So yeah, I as you said, my real concern here was how could we have something that could help the teams duplicate their activity in a simple manner? That was really the key. That's where the idea came from. Not to replace what we had to do. We always have to do what we have to do with our contacting and following up and all that. I just wanted to make it easier. So that was the goal of the app from day one, is make it easier to build a team. And so that's what we believe we've done. So yeah, so where I'd like to go tonight is at least get through the proper activities, the recruiting activities primarily, do an overview, and then get right into it whenever you're ready.
Let's do it.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and show that, and hopefully you guys will see the phone come up on the screen. Yeah.
Did you?
Okay, well, I got to hit share. Let me get that over to you, and hold on one more second. There we go. And I need the screen sharing. It's disabled there. Yep.
I'm going to make you the host. You should be.
Thank you.
Share now.
Okay, sounds good. And here we go. And share. Okay, so hopefully you will see the phone come on and see that good looking, unbelievable app here. Do you have it?
Yep, we're there.
Okay, well, excellent. So what I really want to do is go over some basics here. So the first thing is the parts of the app. So the bottom part here is the recruiting. These are the recruiting features, steps through. You have the great looking banner with some amazing banners that come through, and these can update as often as the company is going to be updating. So always check back in to see what kind of banners you have. And then in the upper left, I want to make sure everybody knows that we have a training section where you'll have training content available. But even more important that we want to help you is down here in contact, you have the ability to contact us and submit a ticket right to us so we can help you with whatever it is that you might need some help with, okay? So those are the basic overview of the three sections of the app. So let's dive right into the core part of the app, which is going to be share, contact management, and then the alert management system, right? So under share, let's go right here. So in here, you're going to see what we call a Netflix inspired right, left, up, down listing of some amazing content. You really have a lot of content in here to be able to share or post into the system. And it goes all the way down from here, all the way down to the bottom, where you're going to have what we call enrollment links. So the system is set up from you to share in the activity the way you would normally recruit in the field. So you go from top to bottom, left to right. So that's how that works. And so in addition to that, I want to kind of zip over to the prospect button. You can see that the six icons that are on the homepage, that once you get into them, they're right here for you to zip around. You don't have to go back to the homepage. But let's go to the prospect button. And this is a common question I get. When you first come in the app, you're going to have prospect button. It's going to look just like I have right here. It's empty because the way we add prospects into the system is through the act of sharing. We don't import your whole address book in there for privacy reasons, but also from a practical matter. Having 3,000 of my contacts zipping into here would just force me to spend an awful lot of time to get rid of literally 2,500 of them. Where really the easiest and fastest way is to go to share, and you can add prospects through the act of sharing. So I just want to go through that real quick here to show you some of the basic easy features here. Basically right here, you've got a share button, and you'll see on some of your videos, you'll have share and you'll have post as well. What we call is one-to-one marketing is share. So let me tap on it, and I'm going to go through this. And what you see first is what I call sample message preview. What has been done is that if you don't know what you want to say, a professional message has been written for you that you can change, but not here. But it's there as a preview for you to see, oh, yeah, that'd be a good message I want to send. So all you really need to do here is hit the next button in the upper right. And this is where you decide who you're sending to and where you're going to get them from. So if you just met somebody at Starbucks and you want to load them in, you can actually manually enter them right here. In addition, if all you have is a first or last name from, let's say, Facebook Messenger, and you don't have them in your address book because you don't have a phone number or an email for them, no problem. This is where you would just put their first and last name in right here, because you're going to be able to share via text, email, messenger, Telegram, whatever you have loaded, you're going to be able to share that method through this system. So keep in mind here that you can manually enter, and then you can also go to your address book. This is where you grab somebody from your address book. And then what I also want to talk about is that you have existing prospects here. So once you add somebody the first time, you don't want to keep going back to your address book, or you don't want to keep manually typing them. Once you add them the first time, they're going to be there in the existing prospects, and I'll show you how that works. So let's go to the new device. This is where you go right to your address book, and it grabs it. So I'm going to search for myself in here under a name, okay? And there I am. I'm going to tag. And just like that, you can grab your mobile and your email address and load it just like that, and you're automatically in the system. It's that fast, and you only have to do that once, okay? And as you can see, I have every one of the possible chat apps we support loaded in here. Keep in mind that if you don't have WhatsApp loaded, or you don't have Telegram loaded line, they're not going to show up as an available way to send a message, okay? So load them if you want them, but if you don't.
Let me just clarify that, because I was realizing that today, like on my phone, when I'm in the app, I only have Telegram downloaded. So I see text, I see email, I see Facebook Messenger, and I see Telegram. I don't see WeChat, Line, or some of the other ones. So if I had those apps downloaded on my phone, then those would display for me. Is that correct?
That's right. So the app is smart. It knows what apps you have on your phone. So it'll display it for you automatically. If not, of course, you won't have it because you can't
Well,
use it. So thank you. Yeah, great clarification. So what I'm going to do first is share by text, and then we'll go back into a messenger. But sending by text is pretty easy. Now, what will happen is with the reminders, we all know that the fortune's in the follow-up, right? So what we want to talk about is that if your prospect, the person you're sending to, does not have a reminder set, it's always going to ask you to remind you to set a reminder. If I'd already had a reminder set, it wouldn't even show me this, but I don't. So I'm going to set a 3-day reminder just to show. Hit next. And this is where the text message comes up. And as you can see, this is where I can modify it. It'll be the same for email. You can modify it before it goes out. But don't touch this link down here. This link is really special in that it combines the prospect, you as the rep, and the exact video you're sharing. So the technology is such that it combines that so that when you get an alert for somebody video viewing that, the app will know. So that's the beauty of that. So don't touch that. Also, don't copy and paste this and send that to Facebook Messenger. I mean, sort of Facebook or LinkedIn, because what will happen is when people click on it, it'll say that this prospect is looking at it every time. So don't go copying and pasting. You'll get 250 alerts that John Ski is watching that video, and you're not going to enjoy that very much. And you'll have to get with us, and we'll have to go delete that link for you. So don't do that. So this is how quick. So let me just tap on it. And then just like that, it's going to come in as a text message very quickly. You tap on it. This is what your prospect sees. They click on it, and it's going to take them to the landing page. So there's a lot of cool things that happen on the landing page. Okay, first of all, there's the video that you sent. When they watch this video, and I'm going to do it for a second, and it's going to blow out the demo when I do it, but I'll get right back to you. When they watch it, you're going to get an immediate alert that they're watching the video, and the system is going to start tracking exactly what percentage of the video is being watched. So that's what's going to happen behind the scenes. In addition, this button here is pre-coded to your replicated website. So if they click on that, it's going to go to your system. And of course, you've got your information there that they can contact you and nobody else. So keep in mind that's tight. So I'm going to go ahead and play this for a minute. And keep in mind that when we play videos, even though they do actually get played on YouTube, okay, really quickly, they can't go see anything else, okay? The video plays and it loops. So when they close out the video like I did, look where it comes. It comes right back to your replicated page so that you don't have any problems with that, okay? So keep that in mind. That's how that works, and I wanted you to see that. So now that we've seen that, what we're going to do is go back to the app, right? We're going to go backwards, and we're going to go right into the app again, and we're going to do something else. We're going to go down to the alert button there, and that's when you get an actual alert on the app that shows that you have a person viewing the video and what percentage. So what I want to do now is do what the alert tells me and go to prospects, right? Let me go to prospects and show you. Now that I've shared, I am now a prospect in the system. And you can see at a glance that I watched less than 10% of the video. No problem. You can see if I tap on myself, it shows that the latest action I did is I sent the MDC app over there, okay? And I have a follow-up recorded for 3 days from now. Well, I don't want that. I want to go ahead and move that back, and I want it to go to tomorrow, and I want it to be at 6:19 p.m., let's say. So I'm going to hit OK. And what you can see is that it actually changes right here. So precisely tomorrow at 6:19, I am going to get two things. I'm going to get a push alert notification, if you will, that I need to follow up with John Ski. In addition, I'm going to get an email backing that push up to my email box. So there's no way I'm going to miss it. Okay. So
John, let me just add one thing real quick to this because I think it's important. So, if you're managing a lot of leads, I think this is crucial because one of the things that I run into when I'm prospecting, and I've, for the last 10 years, this was my world of lead gen, where I would generate leads, prospect. And one of the things that I ran into was keeping track of your follow-ups is one of the most difficult things to do because you just forget, right? You forget like, oh, I sent a video to this person but how do you remember, how do you track all of those prospects and know exactly when to follow up in the process? So for me, I think this is one of the most important features of this app, because it's not just having a contact manager, it's actually reminding you what action you took through the process and saying, Josh, you need to follow up with John. He's watched the video, 20% of it, 50% of it, whatever. It's time to follow up. I just want to say genius. I think it's one of the best features of the app. So.
Yeah, thanks, Josh. That's excellent, helping me out there. And one of the things people don't do enough of is tap these three buttons. They're like wondering what it is, but they never hit it. You can't break anything in the app, so please explore. But I'm going to hit it to show you some of the really powerful things. Some of the things you get when you hit three buttons is this. You can, with the tap of a button, call, text, or email your prospect if you have a phone and an email in the system. It's that quick. But one of the fastest things you can do is share content. It took me like 7 seconds. But what I want you to see real quick, and we're going to come back to the screen in a minute, but look how fast you can with just a share content. It goes right to the grid. It remembers who I am. Okay, so I'm going to hit share. I'm going to hit next. It already has me loaded. I'm going to text. And just like that, I am sharing a follow-up video that quick. It is incredibly fast to see that on the screen. So you don't have to reload anything. The app remembers that. And like Josh said, as we evolve the app, it remembers the method you sent, meaning text, Facebook Messenger, email. It remembers who it is. It remembers what country they're in. And it even remembers what language you used with them down the road. It's a very powerful system to do that. So let's go back to prospects down here, the little heads down here again. And let's go back to the three buttons again. So you got share content, but here's where you house everything. Let's go to prospect details, because set reminder and delete prospect are pretty self-explanatory. So prospect details, this is the homepage of your prospect, if you will. And right here, all the new prospects come in as a warm coffee cup, but I think this person's more of a hot prospect, so I'm going to upgrade them just like that, because I want to be able to filter by all my different ones. The other thing that's really nice right now is that I am building a history of this prospect. I sent this app. He watched less than 10%. Then here I followed up with this one. So let's say, I noticed that he watched that and I want to call him, and I call them. So I want to add my history. So what we've put in here is a series of items that just about everybody in our business would always do. So let's say I called my prospect, but I left a voicemail because they weren't there. I want to know I did that. So I tap on left voicemail, and just like that, it puts a date timestamp right in here for you. And if you forgot that you did something with them, no problem. Like let's say you tap on this again, and let's say you remember that you actually, you left a voicemail for them 2 days ago or a couple minutes ago. You can always go in, and you can go in there. And I'm sorry, you can tap on this little button right here, and you can change the date and time of the stamp of when you did that follow-up activity. So don't be a stranger to this system. This is how you can actually remember to follow up with your prospect at all time. And we always have a great history. This is literally Salesforce level CRM, really made simple and easy. But it doesn't stop there. Let's say you wanted to make yourself a note that you remember that they have a problem with them. They've got a back pain problem. Well, you can hit the edit button in the upper right here, tap it, okay, and then you can go right into the notes here and put in has back problem. And you can just type that in. And so now all in one place, you've got your notes. You hit save, and now you've got your notes, you've got your history, you've got absolutely everything in there. So you don't have to remember anything. You even have the country they're in. So Josh, that's something that I wanted you to talk about.
Yeah. So like in a practical recruiting sense, like as you're, like take our 4-step video tour, for instance. That's, the first thing that you see in the app. You send video 1, which tells them who we are as a company. And let's say you get on the phone with them and they say, hey, look, I really liked, the company culture and the growth. And I liked all these things. Those would be really, like, to me, those would be really good notes to take in this system for that particular prospect, because the next time you follow up with them, you can reference all the notes that you already took on the prospect. And if you have bad memory and you can't remember what a prospect said to you on the last phone call, this is a great way to have one easy system that has all the notes right there that you can just easily access it. And I think that part is also a huge recruiting tool because you have the insights that you need during the recruiting process. So you know if they're looking to make extra money, you know if they're excited about the products, if they're excited about traveling the world, whatever your prospects are telling you on your calls and in your communication are, you take some of those snippets out, put them into the notes so you know exactly where your prospects are in the process. And I love the video tracking as well, because one of the things that I train is to make sure you ask prospects, what did you like best about what you saw in the videos? So if you ask that question, but you're seeing in your app that a prospect has only watched 10% of the video, you already have your answer there, that they can't tell you they're excited yet because they've only watched a little bit of the video. So one of the ways that I would probably use this following up is if I see a prospect only has watched a little bit of a video, when I follow up with them, I'd say, hey, listen, I noticed that you only watched 10% of the video. When are you going to watch the rest of it? Or is there a time that you can watch the rest of it so you can get all of the information? So I really love that it takes, an affiliate and gives them so much information that they need when trying to connect with a prospect and figure out what that prospect is going through. So that's all I wanted to add to that. But I love the history. I love the ability to take notes, set reminders. I think that's a huge game changer for recruiting and prospecting.
Excellent. Great recap. Thank you. Yeah. And so what I'm going to do now, though, is now that I've got this, I'm going to go ahead and go back to the share grid. And I want to show you guys how to use Facebook Messenger because it's such a big step here. So let's go ahead and go into share. And I'm going to share this video right here. And I'm going to share it this time via Messenger. Okay. So I'm going to hit next. And this time I know that I want to share with Rylan Love. So I'm going to type him in here because Rylan is a friend on Facebook and Messenger. But let's say I don't really have him as a prospect that's actually in my contacts. So I'm just going to hit next, okay? And you can see it'll accept that without a phone or an email, no problem. You hit next, but this time I'm going to tap on Messenger, right? Hit next, and I'm going to go ahead and set a reminder for 7 days for that person, okay? And I hit next, and you can see it's going to call Messenger up. So all you got to do is hit start. And don't worry, you say open. Yep. And then I want to go ahead, and there's Rylan right there. So you can see he's a friend of mine. So I'm going to tap on him. And you can see what it does is what I'm going to do is tap really quick here and paste. And just like that, you can send it. Okay. And you can see that this is what happens very, very quickly to your prospect. And you can see that really didn't take but one extra step than it would normally take to text somebody. And so when somebody watches this video, when Rylan watches this video, what's going to happen is I'm going to get the same alert that I got when he watched the video via text. I'm going to get the same tracking on that. And guess what? Rylan is a new prospect now, right? So let's go back all the way into the system. Let's get out of here. Let's go back to My Daily Choice, right? And let's go now to prospects. And now I've got a new prospect because I shared. And you can see that Rylan's already started to watch videos and things like that. So I have Rylan in here, and you can see he's in here. But what's kind of nice is you can start using other tools, okay? So 4/7, I'm going to move him back to Sunday and hit OK. And what you're going to see is that I shared at 6:31. And as you can see, I'm going to tap it in here. I'm going to go to prospect details here, okay? And you can see that it's the same concept with Rylan as well. Oops, sorry. Right above, and you can see that what you have is all kinds of contact information with him. And you got step 1, and you can see that Rylan's already in there doing stuff. Okay, so sorry about that. Already getting in there, and we'll edit that out. So basically, what's going on is we have a complete system here for sharing to Facebook Messenger. Here's some tools that I really want to go over right now, and this is really important. The filter and sort tool. One of the most important tools that you can use here is what I call recent activity. You're going to end up with an awful lot of prospects in your system, okay? And what you're going to want to do is rank your activity from most recent to least recent. Now, what's good about this feature is that it ranks it. You may not know this, but it ranks not only your activity, but whenever your prospect does something, when your prospect watches a video or may accept an invitation to something or did anything inside this system, they're going to rank them for you. So what I call this is the where's the fire. So you might be at work, you've had a long day doing something, and what do you want to do now? You want to find out, where do I start? Where do I start right now? Well, recent activity is a button that you can apply, and it will rank things from top to bottom. Normally, your app is ranked by last name, okay? And you can see that that's what's going to happen. But you can rank this thing by first name. You can search for people. You can also filter by warm or hot. So as you get into this app, these features, these filter and sort features, are going to become incredibly important to you to find out what are your next steps within the app. So I want to kind of stop there for a minute and talk about filter and sort and the capability there, Josh.
Sure.
So any questions with that before I keep going on filter and sort?
No, I love that, because I think the most important thing with this feature is as you're filling your pipeline with a lot of prospects, you can really see which are active, which are hot, which are not, right? You can see,
right.
If you have a prospect that's very active, they're coming back to the site, they're watching the videos, they're very active in the system. That gives you insight to say, I need to follow up with that person first before I get to somebody that has zero activity. So I think that's a great feature to have. And there's a question that somebody asked in the chat here that I want to just address real quick. It's about our pre-enrollee system. Okay. Oh. This is separate from our pre-enrollee system that's in the back office. So if you're using the capture pages and the contact manager, this is a separate system. It's an app. It's on your phone. You can quickly share content. But I've been twisting John's arm a little bit to say, hey, listen, figure out a way where I can integrate the two together, okay, where people can use the pre-enrollee system through the app. So John and his team are working on that, but we're not there yet, okay? So just know that that's something we're looking at, something that we're working on. John and I have had a few conversations about it, but right now it is a separate system. You've got the app, you've got the pre-enrollee system. Another thing I'm twisting John's arm about is languages and translations as we go international. He gave me a presentation this morning that just blew my mind about some of the international capabilities with this app. But once again, we're not quite there yet. So just know we have some really, really big plans for the app. And John, go ahead, continue through your walk. So.
Yeah, thanks again, Josh. That was a good point of how you talked about the recent activity and how to really zero in, because timing is everything, and the app is designed to help you with that duplication and timing. So let's look at these filters here. So just so you know, not only can you filter by all these, which is great, everybody comes in as a warm coffee cup. You can make them hot. You can park them for a period of time, put a reminder for 3 months if you want. Okay, you can mark them success. If you enroll them as a customer or a new business partner affiliate, you can go ahead and mark them success. But everybody asks, what does new mean? And new is a fun one, because it's a really one. When you see new come into your app and you see purple, what you're thinking is, I got somebody new to play with. So that's what's great. And we're going to talk about that now. So I'm going to go ahead and clear out of here. I'm going to clear any of my filters. Okay. And I'm going to go back to share. So what we've just talked about in recap is texting and Facebook Messenger. We call those one-to-one marketing. So whether you use Messenger, Telegram, any of the chat apps, those are one-to-one features. They're not one-to-many like posting. So don't get in the mood, the plan of clicking the wrong button. Posting is for what? That's for Facebook, Pinterest, LinkedIn, that type of thing. One-to-one is for text, email, chat apps like Messenger and WhatsApp and Telegram. So let's talk about posting. Because one of the things about posting is, users just don't know what to do when they post. And yeah, you can post videos, but think about it. If you post a video, which is great, when they watch it, you're not going to know who's watching it. You're going to hope that they can actually, oh, wow, look at this. In the middle of this right here, Look at this. This is fantastic. I got an alert about a training coming up. Okay. So
That's
real quick, that was fantastic. But here's another good thing. So think about this. If you post a video, you don't know who's going to watch it. You can put in something in there like, hey, watch this video and private message me back and everything. But I'd like you to generate leads from social. I would like you to have new people from social to talk to, because that's really what you want. So that's where these social media images come from. And they've got some beautiful images in here. I mean, these are fantastic. Some of them are designed to initiate a conversation about products. Some are designed for business opportunity, right? So what I want to do is show you how this works, because this is lead generation at its finest from social. All you've got to do is hit post. So you hit the post button, okay? And it's going to call up the different opportunities you have. Don't go and post to Telegram, okay? Because that's not what you're doing. You share to Telegram. You don't post. You post to Facebook. So what I'm going to do is show you how this works. And what you're going to say is, hey, click on image. You're going to want them to click on the image, okay, to get with me, okay? And you can say whatever you want, okay? You guys, this is just a demo here. But what I'm going to do is show you how easy this is. So you hit next. Okay, and I'm going to share it right to my news feed, okay, for all my friends to see. Now, here's what's going to happen. We're going to get out of this, okay, and we're going to go to Facebook, okay? So everybody understand what we're about to do here, okay? So we're going to go all the way over to Facebook, and we're going to tap on that, okay? And you're going to see how gorgeous that image looks on Facebook right there. That's fantastic, you guys. So what happens is, if you think about this, is that when they click on this image, what do we want? We want to get them out of Facebook, and we want to get them into your environment. So by tapping on this, what you're going to see is we're going to take them out of there, and we give them the opportunity to interact with us on your replicated page, okay? And this is where they can hit the request more info button, and I'm going to tap it. And then what happens is this is where they can do a new lead. Okay. So I'm just going to kind of put in some information here, and I'm going to put in some basic information that you guys can see, bogus phone numbers. I'm going to put in, some funny stuff here just so you guys can see the, .com. So you guys see this. So your prospect can put in their information just like that. They can request more info. So look what happens. All at once, this says the MDC choice rep has been notified and will contact you shortly. But what really happens is what's fantastic here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and go back to the app, okay? We're going to go back to the app really fast here, and we're going to get in here, and look what happens. So all at once, what you're going to see is you're going to go back to prospects now, and look who just showed up. You've now got a new lead from social media in the purple new lead icon. So this is how you generate from social media new leads to talk to. I call it posting with a purpose, okay? Meaning you're posting something with the express desire to get someone to contact you about a business opportunity, let's say, that I just presented. And whether that image is shared 100, 200, 300 times on social, what's going to happen is when they click that image, it's to you. We've embedded you inside that image. So it goes to a lead capture page where they can now send to you their information for you to follow up. And you can just hit the 3 buttons, hit prospect details, and you'll see that you've got more info requested, and there's their information. And you can actually tap share content very quickly and go right into the opportunity sequence right here, hit share, and guess what? The app knows exactly right there your new lead who to send to. It's that fast. So, Josh, you want to talk a little bit about lead generation from social for a minute?
Yeah, sure. I'll comment on that. And another question I have is, does the app integrate with all social media platforms for the post feature? Like, can you do Facebook, Instagram?
Right.
All the platforms, or
you can integrate as long as you have them loaded, just like anything else, right? They have to be loaded on your phone. Right now, it's basically Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Pinterest. The reason we haven't integrated Instagram is because Instagram won't let you do what I just did and click back out of it the way I did.
Right,
so
you need like special account for everybody in Instagram.
Right. And then we couldn't duplicate that. Right. So right now, those are the four. We're still searching for ways to do some things with Instagram. It's not like it's not important to us. We're working on it. Yeah.
Okay. So here's how I would suggest to use that particular feature with the posting. So here's what I like about it. I like that it takes people out of the Facebook environment and puts them into your replicated, your pages and in an environment where you can now turn them into a prospect. So that's what I like, because if you're posting on Facebook or on some of these other social media platforms, some people may like it or comment, but unless you're like a hawk on Facebook where you're reading every comment and trying to connect with those people and turn into leads, it can get very tedious. So I like that it creates a lead out of a kind of like an offer. You're putting an offer out there saying, hey, here's why you need to connect with me. So just to give some people, some of our affiliates advice on how to use this. One is I would pique interest when you're creating your message and putting your message together. We train, the 1, 2, 3 system, which is peak, present, pass, right? So you never want to forget that. No matter what tool you're using to enroll, prospect, recruit, you always want to pique interest first. Otherwise, you're just spamming people, and nobody wants to, like if somebody's just spam on their site, I'm not gonna be interested. So you want to pique interest. Second thing you want to do is use a personal story. People are gonna want to connect with you if you have some sort of personal story. So if you're posting something about, let's say, the HempWorks CBD products, you want to have some sort of personal story that you can share so that your audience says, you know what, that sounds really interesting. My interest is piqued, and I want to know more. I want to learn more, right? So that gives you the ability to probably generate more leads on social media. And then 3, I'd say to have a call to action as you're posting, where you're telling people, to click the image to, for me to give you a call, or to, get connected, or whatever the case may be. So I was just going to recommend those 3 things is, don't forget to pique interest, use a personal story, and then 3, call to action. But I really love that leads from social media show inside the prospect portion of the app. So
right.
Really excited about that feature.
Yeah, thank you, Josh. That's fantastic advice, because what you just said is exactly what works well. And and what we wanted to do is not have it go somewhere else, meaning they combine in here with your warm contacts, whatever it might be. And keep in mind that filter and sort. Now, if I tap recent activity, I start to get it. You can see that it moved to the top. That was the most recent thing that's happened in my app. So you can always zero in on that. So again, that was fantastic like that. So what we've kind of gone over, if I go back to shares, we've talked about really what we call one-to-one marketing, text, Facebook Messenger, how they can watch the video, how they get loaded into your system like that, and then how you can use the contact management features and the follow-up features to stay in tune with everybody. And then, of course, don't forget at the bottom of the share grid here, we have those enrollment links that you can kick out very quickly to your prospect so they can enroll right into your system. So I just wanted to do that.
I do have, John, is for somebody that's brand new, that's using this for the first time, what's the best way for them to add prospects so that they can start sharing content? Do they need to click share first, or do they go into prospects and have to add people first? What's the best way for them to basically get started with sharing content with people on their phone or people that they're connected to?
Right. And we talked a little bit about that earlier. So I want to reiterate, that's a great question to go through it again. There is no import feature, as you guys can see here on the prospect system. When you get there, it's going to be blank. So the only way people come into this system is through the act of sharing. And what we find is that most people who are new come in, they know the top 5, 7, 8, 10 people they're going to contact right away. And that's really what the app is designed to do, is for the new person to quickly engage and not really spend any administrative time trying to import a bunch of stuff in and then swipe left or right and get rid of the 400 people they need to get rid of to get down to the 5 they need to. We really want them to take action with those first 3, 4, or 5, really within 5 minutes of enrolling in HempWorks. You got a great company, you got enrollment. they get the app downloaded. They should be able to transition right into recruiting within the first couple of minutes. So that's the one way. The other way, the only other way people get into the prospects button other than sharing is, of course, what you just saw. When you share images when you post images, to Facebook per se, people can show up through the lead capture system. So two ways: you share from here, over here, and then you also post. And so those are the only ways they can get in here.
One thing too, I've seen this asked a couple times. It says, when you share the videos, is there a way to have a link go to a landing page instead of the generic My Daily Choice corporate replicated site? And the answer to that is right now the system is set up where all of the content is linked automatically to your My Daily Choice replicated website. Now, as I mentioned, previously, we're working with John and his team to look at integrating the landing pages, okay, our capture pages. It's not set up right now where you send a capture page out through the app. Now, ideally, that's something we'd like in the future, but it's not here yet. So you need to focus on using, I guess, the two systems simultaneously. If you have a prospect that you want to send through a video tour where they become a pre-enrollee and they get the automated emails, then you can use any of the capture pages that we have available in My Daily Choice. But a lot of times, you may meet somebody in person, maybe not now because we're all have to be in our house. But once you're able to leave your house and you're out there and you're meeting people, it puts you in a situation where you need to quickly capture them as a prospect and share content. Like when I'm out and about here in Vegas and I meet people and they say, "Josh, nice shirt. Tell me about HempWorks." I can't say, I'll send you a capture page. When you get it, put your email, put your information in. This is a way for me to say, "What's your phone number?" I get their phone number, add them as a prospect, and immediately share content with them. Right. So you guys have to understand how you can put this to use outside of just posting on social media. You can meet people in person. It can connect into your contacts that you already have in your phone. You can post on social media, so you can generate leads from social media. So there's a lot of ways that you can put this to use in addition to the capture page marketing system that we have. And eventually we will figure out a way to bring the two together. But there's some really powerful features in this app. So that's just what I wanted to add, John.
Yeah, thank you for that. And yeah, we will get together on this very quickly. So I think what will happen is you'll see this system evolve to more and more features. So the goal would be is to learn this system, maximize this system. We'll continue to add those features like you're talking about very quickly, and it'll just add to the power. So
John, one thing that I do really want to have in this app, and you can tell me just here, sorry to put you on the spot, but you can tell me if it's possible or not. But I would really love a way where, so we've got this prospecting portion of the app. I would really love a way where they can also manage their business on the app as well. So for instance, I would love them to be able to see like how many auto ships they have in their team, their volume, their earnings, some part of the app that's more of a business management feature where they can at least see some data on their business. That way they don't have to go to the website and log in. They can just quickly click it on their phone, boom, they've got all their information there. So is that a possible thing that if I put my tech with your tech, we can figure it out and we can roll it out?
That's absolutely possible. We have that skill set already built into the app, and that feature, there's like a placeholder there for it, which is great. And yes, we get with your tech team, our tech guys will know, and via the same connections we already have, we'll utilize those connections to have what I call a real-time business snapshot. That's my term for it, real-time business snapshot that as you come into the app, will immediately, just like it automatically always checks to make sure you're in good shape on your system, it always updates your content. When you come into the app, it's immediately going to do an update, if you will, and always have the most current information of how many enrollees, what your volume is, et cetera, et cetera. Whatever you give us, we're going to place it right into the app. And generally, we put it in this upper left end menu under whatever term you want to call it, snapshot, my business, whatever, and it'll just appear. You won't have to do anything. It'll just always be there and always update. And in fact, if something updates while you're looking at it, you'll see it update real time. It's a beautiful feature. It's in the app, and I think as soon as we get with your guys, that would not take long to put in there.
That's music to my ears, John. Last question I have, and then we're almost at an hour, and we'll wrap it up. And by the way, guys, this is recorded, so we will post this in our back office in our training section. So you can, if you feel like you missed something, you can go back, you can rewatch it, you can play around in the app. But international. Let's just talk about it real quick, if you don't mind.
Sure.
So you educated me this morning that the app currently, like the text on the app currently translates into what was it, like 10 languages?
19
languages. And
yes.
They don't have to actually select their language. It's based on what country they're in when they download the app. Is that
the way it'll work as we activate is the app will know what language you're running your phone in. So that's the first thing the app is smart to do. So if you're running your phone in any of the 19 languages, the app, not the content, the app is in, the app will automatically present the app to you in that language. And you could do that right now. If somebody is running their phone in Spanish as we speak, this app is most likely showing up 99% in Spanish, but the content is in English for now. So yes.
So that brings me to my next question. So if I upload, let's say, Spanish content or Hungarian content or Italian content, you're saying that somebody in Italy, Hungary, Mexico, one of these other countries, if they download the app environment is in their language, and they will now have, the content that they can share with the app in their language.
Right. So the app also senses and knows what country you are as a business member with HempWorks, right? So we know you're an Italian rep, let's say. And so the app will not only present the app in Italian, it will default the content from English to Italian content, because most likely as an Italian rep, you're going to be talking to people who speak Italian in your country. But it also will give you the ability to quickly switch to other language content and share. So you may be an Italian rep, it's going to default to Italian content. But if you have an English speaking friend in Italy, you'll automatically be able to switch over to Italy as a country, but English as a content, and share with that person immediately. So the app is just powerful. And you can do that again via text, email, chat app. So over in Europe, they use a lot of WhatsApp. So they could use WhatsApp if they wanted to do that. So it's very powerful, but they also use Messenger, Telegram, etc.
Fantastic. Well, we're right almost at an hour here, John. So first off, I know you don't have to do these calls, but we wanted to, we wanted to do a nice demo and overview for the affiliates. So I want to first off thank you on behalf of, the whole company, not just for doing the demo and the training, but for being a great company to work with, and being so responsive and so quick to some of our, critical things that we're going through as we upload content and get as much out to the field as possible. I want to thank you in advance for doing the API for the business management, and hopefully you guys don't charge us anything for it, but it's all good.
Right. Okay, no problem. That's not a tough one.
I just want to thank you for your time. Yeah. I definitely got a lot of value out of the demo and the walkthrough, and I think you did an incredible job. So once again, guys, I want to reiterate: if you have not gotten the app yet, go to getmdcapp.com. That's how you can get it for free. You can also go to the App Store and you can put in MDC Genius and you can download the app. It's an incredible tool. It's going to continue to evolve. It's 100% free, right? So you have nothing to lose. You have everything to gain. And I can't wait to see the impact of what this has on the field as we continue to dump content into the app for everybody to use. And as we put content in different languages and just really kind of expand what people can share, I think it's going to be just huge for the business. So John, once again, thank you. And I want to thank you guys for all plugging in to the Zoom. This is recorded. It's in our Facebook official group, and it'll also be posted in the back office. So thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next Tuesday. Don't forget to get the app and get your whole team on board so that they can get access to this amazing tool. Thank you guys, and we'll see you next Tuesday. Bye-bye.